everyone, and welcome back to Bricks and Dragons. Today we are looking at a couple battle droids. This is going to be kind of a bonus video. It's not going to be our Figure Friday. This is actually going to go up here on today. I really want to get this open, and I kind of messed up when I was ordering things. So everyone get a good laugh. I ordered 3 battle droids, and I thought I was all getting the 6-inch scale because I was looking under the Black Series or whatever, and of course these had popped up, which I'm not going to take this out of the box, but it has a very nice look. I was excited to get it, and I was like, oh, wonderful. Some nice standard looking battle droids. I'll have 2 of these, and if I start doing like another Star Wars game or something like that, I'll have these as standard battle droids for us to either fight against or work with, or however we want to do it. And then I got the other one here, and this one's got some extra paint on it. So to me, this one looks like it would be a more custom droid, maybe to run as a character or something like that. Even if you said, hey, it's a commander for the other ones, or however you wanted to do it. And then when I got them, then I see the packages, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So just as a friendly reminder for everybody that's out there collecting all of these, please double check the size that you're getting, because I goofed. But I really want to get this out. I really want to see what this looks like, because I've got some other droids here, and I'm looking behind me here, trying to see if they're actually right there, which I think they are. Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of them on a shelf, or I've got a bunch of figures on a shelf, but I was putting figures in, and I kind of knocked the shelf with a chair, and I had things fall. So I kind of have a little bit of a mess. So trying to figure everything out, and most of what I have there is like G.I. Joe, but I do have some other stuff there. So we're going to try and get this droid out of here. We're going to try and see what we can do, and come on out there, little guy. All right. So Hasbro had gone to the less plastic packaging, which it's kind of nice, but a lot of people are complaining, and I do really agree with them. When we have the plastic packaging here, we can see exactly what this looks like. So if you're looking at it and saying, that really doesn't look very good, yeah, we can say, no, I'm going to skip it. Or yes, that's definitely what I want. You can kind of see that. Or a lot of the collectors, they're displaying it in the packaging. And unfortunately, here, you can't see the figure itself. So as I take it out here, you can see what our figure looks like, and it does look very much like that. Ooh, head can kind of pop up a little bit. So, I don't know how well the joints are. I've never done one of the battle droids yet, so I don't know how good the rotation is. No, we do have a lot of rotation here. So, all right, that works. And this, feels to me when I'm doing this, because I'm doing this gently, it's kind of binding, it's loosening up a little bit, and we do have some more rotation here too. So they do have that. That is one nice thing about some of the 6-inch figures, because they can put some extra joints in places here. We can move here that we just were not able to get with our 3 3/4-inch figure line. So just trying to do this. We have some nice stuff here. Just trying to free this up. There we go. All right. Now, as you can tell, I usually play some odd characters when I do video games and stuff like that. If you watch my channel, usually I do more girl characters. When we do role-playing games and that, I'll do droids, I'll do female characters, I'll do whatever else. I go a little off character. Most of my characters are pretty basic, though, because whenever I'm doing role-playing games, I'm just a support character. I run the games most of the time, so I'm just a support person. I figure I have the dumbest person in the group because whatever the rest of the group does, that's exactly what I do. Just trying to get all the joints to kind of move here and just trying to see exactly how much articulation. So we have ball joints right here. So this does go back and forth a little bit. So you can try and get them to cant out a little bit, to stand. If I can get them to stand and sit forward. We do have, I don't see any rotation here, but we do have the knees and then the ankles. So just like the regular figures, and it looks like the foot does rotate. So much like all the other figures, they have the same joints in the same places. Torso does not, no. It's got a little bit of a ball joint in here from the feel of it. So it does rotate a little bit. And of course we can kind of have them hunch over a little bit, which is going to be needed, I think, once we get the backpack going. Alright, let's see what we have. This should be as... Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting this to be white. I thought it was going to be more of like the reddish or whatever, but... Alright. Oh, and those do come up. Just pulling on it. The one comes up, the other one doesn't seem like it comes up. Okay. A little unexpected, I just didn't know. Just trying to have some fun with it, check things out. We have a little notch here. I'm willing to bet. So I got a notch here, and I do remember them always stoling their blaster rifle. There it is. Stows right on there. Pretty slick. Otherwise, this doesn't look like it opens up. And droids in Star Wars are always amazing to me because you can have one droid, and originally I think these were supposed to have, this is supposed to be like the battery pack, and then in the Phantom Menace, they were controlled by the control ship, so that's how they were getting their information, all that stuff, from what I remember. But then later on, they weren't tied to the control ship. They actually had everything downloaded into their little brains there, about the same size as mine, and they went from there. Really nice figure. I really like this. Let me take a second here, get up off my chair, and then let's see. We do have one. Oh, here's another one. Okay. So we got our chopper. And I do have one of the security droids that came out a little later. Geesh, I got dust bunnies starting already. I was just over there like the other day, and I swear to goodness, I get dust bunnies so stinking fast in my house. I don't know what. I want to blame the bunnies in a way, but I really don't want to break their heart and blame them. I don't want them to hear me because I can hear them. So this is a New Republic security droid. And it looks like it's an upgraded version of the blaster or whatever. You know, I never paid attention to what all the different blaster types were. You know, doing the role-playing games, it was like the hold-out blaster, blaster pistol, Han's blaster, which was a DL series, and I can't remember, but heavy blaster pistol. I didn't really get it, you know, because sometimes they would just draw up some really neat looking blasters and all that, but I didn't really pay attention because I really wasn't that concerned. But as you can see, this one's even got the New Republic logo. You know, in my little version of the universe, and I'm going to throw this out here because, you know, if you do stories or if you do role-playing games and all that stuff, some of the things that I had seen while doing Star Wars, we had Cass and what was it, Jedi Fallen Order, I believe it was, in the first one. I didn't play the second one, you know, so I can't can't say off that. They're tearing up all the Venator class Star Destroyers. I just don't see that stuff happening in real life. Mainly because you have an entire galaxy you're trying to police. Those ships would be out there working. Now, one thing I will say is, if you're doing those ships, I'll kind of show you some of the little things while I'm talking here. If you're gonna, if these ships get destroyed, I can see them doing it, tearing them up or whatever, or mothballing them. But even in the Bad Batch, where they're going and they have like a huge graveyard, they're just kind of destroying them. Now this can come out, and there is a blast feature on this for him to kind of fly. That's there. He does have his arms. Anyways, I could see if the ships are destroyed or whatever, that'd be one thing. But if you're trying to police a galaxy, if the ships work, much like in the United States current military, if we still have older vehicles that still work, we put them off into like the National Guards or some backwater units or whatever else. So we do that in our own world. That's pretty much what I would say for those. As far as having the droids and all that stuff, I could still see systems themselves having these droids just reprogrammed as police droids or whatever else until they get to having other droids or whatever else, or other people or whatever have you. Even if they just reprogrammed them and made them construction workers or something, there's got to be multiple uses that they could do. If they already have a design that works, I'm sure that they could just say, hey, let's reprogram them to do whatever else. I'm pretty certain that that's got to be something. I mean, because I just think of like our pickup trucks. We'll take the bed of a pickup truck off, and we will actually make them into something else. Some other truck, whether it's turning a van into an ambulance, taking the base pickup truck and turning it into an ambulance, or pest control, or some other box truck, or whatever. So I'm sure with droids that they do the same thing. Looking at the ones that we have here, oh goodness, I want to say it. No, I guess I don't. No, I do. I really do. Now this is where I got started into doing the 6-inch. My wife and daughters had gotten me old R2, which I really love R2. But R2 is actually a model. And then R2 came with BB-8. So, of course, I can't just have R2 and BB-8 here without having other figures. So, when I'm talking about droids here, having the battle droid as a design, I really liked it, because then we had our Jedis really fighting droids instead of fighting people. They did fight other people, but to me, it's more of a keeping Jedi being Jedi. But when we look at different droids, like we have R2-D2 here. We have Chopper, and then we have BB-8. Looking at what they consider them, these are mechs. So these are astro-mechanical droids. Okay, BB-8, I'm going to say he's an astrogation droid, but he's got just a little bit of mechanical stuff. He's really just an astrogation droid. So if you're doing droids for role-playing games or anything else, I really want you to think about that as, you could have a droid looking however, but just think about what it's going to be. I know my mind is kind of working on this one. Um, one of the expanded universe, they did a video game for it, and my mind is getting a memory block here, where we get Dash Rendar, and we get the YT 2400, and I'm trying to think of the name of his ship, because I mean, I got the audiobook, I played the game, but I just cannot think of the story. So anyone out there, just let me know. I'm just coming up with a memory block. Anyways, he had a mechanical droid that looked very humanish and was also a pilot. So just able to pick up other tools and do whatever. These mechanical droids, they just have their tools already in there. So works out pretty good. When I look at BB-8, you know, he can have the astrogation stuff in there. He can have a couple minor tools, but I don't think he's going to be a very good mechanical droid because he can't get into certain places. Now these guys are boxy and all that stuff, but they have their uses. I really see him more as an astrogation droid. Maybe, you know, memory's been upgraded to whatever, you know, far beyond where R2 and Chopper were, because they're fairly older droids. You know, maybe looking at today's world, maybe they only have, you know, 16 terabytes to figure out where they got to go or something like that, or maybe R2's got 16 and Chopper's only got 8 terabytes or something, because Chopper's actually going to be a little older, I believe. Maybe not. I know he's just a lot more beat up than R2's gone through quite a bit of stuff, but he's always been fully repaired. It's where Chopper was always kind of just scrapped together. So, you know, the say back and forth, I want to say that they're trying to lean into Chopper being an older style droid than what R2 is, which is perfectly fine. I can't remember if Chopper was an industrial automation like R2 was or not. But they're all going off of a similar style so they could plug into fighter craft and everything else. Chopper was on the Y-Wings, but R2 was already out and about, so, you know, I can't really say. I don't have the books in front of me to sit here and say, and my mind's not thinking about, you know, whatever. You do what you do for your own little stories and all that. Collecting these guys are fun. I do like having the droids because I think it adds a little extra variety to the world. And running as a droid or whatever, it just means you're out there just having a fun time, and you know, I can use my own characters as plot points. Maybe my character gets captured, you know, they want to do a mind wipe or whatever. I've done that with some of my other characters, but I really don't like doing that because I don't really like, you know, feeling like I'm trying to completely traumatize a character or whatever. A droid, maybe a little bit more. I don't like to think of evil things or whatever, so droids that just say, hey, somebody wants them to work a field and they just snatched them or something like that and put a restraining bolt and, you know, whatever. I'm happy to be able to get this out. I really like how the paint looks. This is a really nice design. That's what kind of caught my eye. And when I was looking at these, I was like, okay, so I have more standard battle droids. I was really happy, but unfortunately, I got the wrong size. I'll keep them though. I got another figure that's sitting there in a box, and that I will keep these next to that one, and that's perfectly fine. But that's on me. Just like I said, a friendly reminder to all the other collectors out there: please keep an eye on the size that we're getting, so we don't get the wrong size. So. All right, well, thanks for visiting. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.